us your name, how old you are.
Okay. My name is Jen.
I'm gonna come a little bit closer to you.
Okay. All right.
Stand against Andrew. Wherever you feel comfortable.
Okay.
So we can hear you.
All right. My name is Jen. I'm from Pembroke. I grew up there until I was 37. Never touched a drink or drug in my life. I had a husband that was extremely verbally abusive, and he was a drug addict, and I wasn't. And I had a house and a car and kids, and I kept everything above float. And I dealt with his addiction, dragged me through the mud. He would go out on the weekends, not come home, cheat on me, lie to me. And at the time, I didn't understand addiction. So I thought it was all me. I thought if I had a better job, if I went to the gym, if I cleaned the house better, if I took care of the kids better, he would stop using drugs. I tried all of that, and it ripped me apart inside out. I tried therapy, I got on medicine, I did all these things, and he didn't stop. He continued to cheat, he continued to lie. He never brought drugs into my house. I didn't allow him to drink there, smoke there, nothing. This is when I was 21. So it was from when I was 21 until I was, 30. I turned 30, I got a job at Uno's in Hanover, and I got some friends. And, they made me feel good about myself, and they made me realize, I didn't deserve this guy. He was really being a shithead, piece of shit to me, and, he was really put me through the ringer. And it's actually, I met a 19-year-old kid that was so young, but so much wisdom, and
Did you go to high school?
I went to high school. I left high school. Okay, so I left high school in 11th grade. I got pregnant with my first boyfriend. I got pregnant. He abused me, choked me, beat me, and I had my son Michael with him. And my son grew up with my son's father being an addict, same thing, and me not being an addict.
How old are your kids?
My kids are 29 and 9.
29 and
Yeah.
9 is 20 years apart.
Yeah. So my 20-year-old, when I left his father when he was 5, I went with my husband, Sean, now, when he was 5, and it was much of the same. It was verbal abuse that my son had to listen to all the time, and my husband at the time would lay in my lap crying and begging me to forgive him, and I didn't really know how. I really didn't understand. His head was so fucked up. He had a father that didn't get out of jail till he was 13. He had a mother that blamed him for all of the addiction. He grew up in the ghetto. Well, he grew up in the projects in Quincy. He lived a hard life, guns, crime, and here I sat home crying every night, wishing he'd come home. So finally, when I turned 30, I met these people at Uno's. I started to get stronger, and I actually came home on New Year's Eve and left him. And he was upset and devastated, but I knew I deserved better. And I got this amazing, amazing guy who was out now in God May Be Gone. He's in Spotlight, he's in Stronger, he's in all these movies. He flew me to Vegas to see Dana White. He was amazing, no drinking, no drugs. Good father, everything was perfect, but at the time I had started my perk addiction. And I started taking Percocets, and thinking it was okay. My mother had died of a drug overdose right around the same time. And
What drug do you use?
heroin. So at the time I started taking a few pills here and there after my mother died. I was with this great guy, but I didn't love him. My love was with my husband. So during all this time, I left my husband for using, and I started using, and my husband got sober. And he wanted me back, and I couldn't take him back because my son told me, he didn't want him there. So ironically enough, at 18 years old, my son was, and my son's mother committed suicide. My husband's mother committed suicide, and so I ended up going to stay with my husband, and that's when I shot heroin for the first time.
How long have you been out here for?
I've been out here I was out here for 3 years, so I shot heroin for the first time for 6 months, and I got pregnant, and I stayed clean for 5 years with my daughter. We ended up being placed in a family shelter out here. We relapsed. I hit my husband in front of my daughter. I lost custody of her when she was 6, and then the trauma really began. that's when I started staying out here on Mass Ave, staying in the shelters. Now, I grew up in Pembroke, Mass, really nice place where I had never even seen a homeless person. Now I'm comfortably shooting up in my neck at the on the highway in front of everybody, living a lifestyle that I never thought I would live. Things that I never thought were acceptable became acceptable. I started sleeping on the streets. I ended up sleeping on the sidewalks, eating food that I found, coming out at night, really bad things. I was raped. Really bad things happened to me.
Support yourself.
She just said she was raped.
I was raped, yeah. I was raped. I was out by myself at night late, and I thought it was a good idea to go out and, come home and surprise my husband with some drugs. And I ended up coming home with no underwear on and my skirt up to here and not knowing what happened to me. And about a month later, some kid told me, Jen, this has to stop. But what are you talking about? I said, I found you with your skirt up and no underwear on in the park, in the parking garage. What are you talking about? He said, yeah, and these guys put you in a car and they just tossed you out. And I had no idea what he was talking about. And it wasn't enough for me. I still kept running. I missed my daughter. I wanted her back, and the courts weren't giving her back. So me and my husband just continued to keep using, and it just got worse and worse, and we fought, and we cheated on each other. Crystal meth then came into my life after heroin. Crystal meth is a whole new world. I went into a bad psychosis. I was in a hotel room with a lot of big time. I was in a hotel room with a lot of big time drug dealers where I didn't belong. I went into a psychosis so bad, I smashed up the bathroom, I smashed the toilet, I was screaming, murder, help me, they're killing me. They weren't, but I thought they were. So they all,
Where was this at?
this was at the hotel right up the street, at the Hampton Holiday Inn.
Okay.
It was like right over there, there's a hotel, and that's where I was. So the cops came, I guess, they took me out of there. I was in the ambulance scared, saying, please don't take, they're gonna kill me, they're following me, help me. And they were like, no one's following you. I said, oh, I'm dead now. They brought me to BMC, and I was so out of it. This was dead COVID. Nobody was allowed in the emergency room. I thought people were following the emergency room, going in a square, saying, we gotta snitch, we gotta kill her. And I kept jumping on my bed thinking the janitors had this chloroform in the cleaning stuff, and they were trying to gas me out and kill me. I was so sick from having no heroin, and methadone helps you feel better. And they were giving it to me, and I was spitting it out thinking it was chloroform. I was so sick. I put myself away for 69 days. That psychosis lasted for. And once 69 days came, I was all the way in Acton or something far away, and this girl came in, and she's from Mass Ave, and she left in 24 hours, and I said, oh my God, she's here to make sure that I'm still alive, and now they're gonna come and kill me. And so this is where the addiction is so strong. Now, I thought these people are trying to murder me. I still left that place to come get high, because even though I thought they were gonna murder me, I wanted that high so badly that I came down here. And I went, and the guy came out that was in the hotel, and he said, Jen, where did you go? Nothing happened. You started screaming murder, help me, and we all left, and none of it was true. Wow. The whole thing.
You were basically hallucinating.
I called my family, told them not to contact me anymore. I told them that they had to leave. My poor dad at 80 told them they had to leave me alone. Told them that I was never going to be able to be seen again, to protect them. You think that would be enough? But it wasn't. I still came out and continued to use for another year. And then my husband said to me, you know what, Jen, I don't prostitute, right? So my husband said, if you ever feel like you're gonna prostitute, Jen, it's time to go in. And I said, you know what, Sean, I can't stand not making money anymore. What are we gonna do? And he said, we're going into treatment, and if you don't go, I'm leaving you out here. And we've been together 24 years. This is the same husband,
So he's in treatment. He went to treatment.
So we went together.
Okay.
So this was 3 years, all that nightmare, and this was about 10 months ago. So I went to treatment. We stayed clean for 6 months, and we were happy, and everything was great. And then he just got picked up and put in jail 2 months ago, and I relapsed. And I went into treatment, and I just got out. I just got out of treatment today. Yeah.
Oh, we got on
You
treatment
know,
today and you're out.
and I used. And that's just something I didn't want to see on YouTube. But
Yeah.
you know what? It's gotta be
Well,
out.
it's your truth.
You know, it's the truth. That's how strong the drug is.
It's your truth.
I want my daughter back. I want my
Yes.
husband back. My
That's what
husband's
you have to think about.
my husband's clean. He's in jail. You know, he was clean when he went away. He got picked up on an old warrant, so he's getting out. So I'm on my way back into treatment today because
Okay.
I have to get clean before he gets out. You know, and I want to give him a fair chance, and I want my family back. You know. So that's the terror out here is unbelievable. It's the smell of death all the time. You know, it's people are dying and people are saying, "Oh, so and so just died. Oh, where did they get their dope? I want some."
What?
You know, yeah,
Wow.
yeah. These young girls and they're prostituting. They're doing whatever they have to do. And you get robbed. You know, you tell people watch me, make sure I don't get hurt. And then you wake up on the ground alone with all your stuff gone. You know, it's just it's terror. The
Nobody
smell of
has your back
the
for it.
smell of death is everywhere. It's like zombies walking around. You know, they have no soul. It's like they're already forgotten. You know, it's like we're already forgotten when people look at us. Is nobody out there for us because everything is, the family's gone, the friends are gone.
There are people who are looking for you guys.
You know, yeah.
But all of you, everybody out here is a person with a story. That's why
Yeah.
we do this. And I'm on a Facebook page, Missing on Mass Ave. There's a lot of people who are looking for
And
a
we
lot
don't
of
even
you guys.
realize that they're gone.
You don't realize that
People are just
people
gone.
are looking for you. There's always somebody. Your
Yeah.
parents.
My mom died of an overdose. My brother
yeah.
died of an overdose. My sister is, I don't know if she's using or not. My dad is clean. He was using up till he's 80. So I don't really have family. But I have my
You
husband.
have your daughter.
I have my daughter,
And your son.
and I'm hoping I can see my daughter someday again, you know. And they said on their time. And my son is 29. He's a CO, and he's doing really good with his life. He's amazing, you know. And he talks to me sometimes here and there,
Good.
you know. So I'm hoping for the best. I know a lot. This is my friend Carrie. I've known her for 25 years before we were addicts, you know. So at one time we had a good life, you know, and we were like really good moms, you know, had houses, cars. We were real people, you know what I mean?
You're still a real person.
You know, yeah, we don't
I get
feel
what
like
you're
it.
saying.
You know, we just don't feel like it anymore. So,
It's tough. This is not
you know,
a great life.
yeah, I was kidnapped. I was kidnapped and held on camera. I was told if I got off camera that I wouldn't be able to get high. I was beaten and raped by him, and I was given, I can't say on camera, but I was given something really bad that can't be taken away. And he told me he did it on purpose to me for my husband not to take me back. And I felt so ugly that when my husband of 24 years came and tried to get me out, I said, no, I'm too ugly. I can't come and see you. Because this guy made me feel I was so ugly. And he was my best friend since I was 13 years old. He was my best friend. He wasn't supposed to do that to me, you know?
Yes.
So that's my story.
I appreciate
Thank
it.
you so much for
You
your
told us
story.
You're
a
welcome.
thorough story. We really
Yeah.
appreciate you.
You're
I
welcome.
really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And I hope the best for you.
Yes. God
Thank
bless
you. Thank you. I hold the best for you too. Thank you very much.